I guess it's like a compilation of habits or life lessons that have helped me greatly in my life. These are things though that I wish I had started earlier, so I decided to make a list and share it with you. Let's just get into it. Number 23, don't get stuck in the past. We all have challenges in our life and we all deal with them differently. However, sometimes something happened that makes us really sad. And it's okay to be sad. I'm not saying that being sad is a bad thing. Although making yourself sick and making your life a living hell because of that one thing that happened in the past, whether it be the death of someone breaking up with you, it's not really a good way to go about life. And I should know because I lost a lot of people in my life. And a lot of time people ask me, how the hell do you stay so positive? And the answer is quite simple. I dealt with my and I moved on. And I suggest you do the same. You'll feel a lot better. Number 22, money. This is one thing I did about 4 or 5 years ago that really helped me in my life, is learning about money, learning how to save my money, how to invest my money, all the financial aspect of my life. It is boring as hell. This is what I thought. But once I got interested in it and I started to understand it a little more, it wasn't so boring anymore. There's many ways to learn about saving, investing, and strategizing your financial. Get to it ASAP. You'll do yourself a favor and most likely your kids too. Number 21, put yourself in someone else's shoes. Trying to understand someone else's position, where they're coming from, instead of just trying to impose your opinion. And I had a discussion with a client who was saying that he was trying to put himself in other people's shoes. But the caveat was that he was just trying to put himself in the person's shoes that was fitting his mindset. And I think that trying to understand the opposite side of what we think, it's really healthy and can help you open up your mind and understand other people better. Number 20. Reading. I picked up reading about 5 years ago and I made a daily habit of reading. I just feel sharper, feel smarter. And lately I kind of picked up reading for relaxing, reading for fun, because usually what I read is to learn something. And I picked up this book from one of the viewer of the channel, Mike Blouin. Mike, Skin House. Your book was amazing. It's the first time I read something and I actually laugh out loud, or that I start feeling sad, or I start feeling anxious. Your book was amazing. I suggest everyone that likes reading, it's a great novel. And by the way, that's not sponsored. I bought the book. Number 19, learning how things works. Just learn how to cook. Learn how to sew something. Learn how to fix a pair of pants. How to put a shelf on. I have a friend that he bought a painting from me. He wasn't able to put it on the wall. He didn't know how. For me, that's a little bit of a handicap if you're in your 40s and you can't put a picture up a wall. Or even if something breaks in your home, look it up on the internet. Look up on YouTube how to fix it and try to figure out stuff. There's a self-pride when you do something that you didn't know and that you just learned and did it. It's just great. Give it a shot. Number 18. Stop drinking alcohol. If you're a viewer of my channel, you kind of knew that that was coming. So I quit drinking a little over 2 years ago. This completely has changed my life. Although I have to admit, I was a heavy drinker. But if I would have known how much better I would have felt in my head, in my body, in my life, I would have stopped a long time ago. So if this was something in your head right now that's like, maybe I should stop drinking, just do it. There's no chance of you regretting that. Number 17, accept your state of mind. This is kind of related to drinking alcohol or smoking weed, whatever your habit is. We do these things to change our state of mind. It becomes such a habit that we don't even realize it anymore. So I think then by analyzing how you feel at the moment that you really want to drink or you really want to smoke, trying to figure out why you want to change the perception of your reality, I think it's the most important thing. Once you accept the natural state of mind you're in and you know that this is gonna pass, you just need to breathe a little, it makes it so much easier to not go for crutches like alcohol. As you can see, I just can't stand in one place. Number 16. Accept what you can't change or control. Staying frustrated forever for something that you have no control on is pretty stupid. And I'm not saying that you're stupid if you're holding a grudge. I'm just saying that the action of is stupid. When you're pissed off about someone else's action, you're putting stress on your body and on your mind for the action of somebody else. When you think about it, does that really make sense? And I'm pretty sure that your answer is no. It doesn't. If you can't change a situation, if you can't control it, just let go. Number 15, nobody cares what you do. And it's a good thing because once you realize that, you're kind of free to do anything and everything that you ever wanted to do. Start your YouTube channel, become the artist you always wanted to. Start your new career, start this activity that you always dreamed of. It's quite freeing, to be honest, to stop caring about what other people think of you. Number 14, eat well. If you treat your body right, your mind will feel right. Because a lot of times I feel that people are saying that they feel like all the time, they feel groggy, and they look at everything else outside instead of looking inside. And once you start eating right, I promise, everything becomes super clear. I made a video about this, like quit sugar for 10 months. Unfortunately, I started eating sugar again and I'm starting to feel the effect that it has on my body. So I'm going on another sugar strike for the next year. And you should give it a shot for just 2 weeks. You'll see the difference. Number 13, learn to be uncomfortable. That is something that I've become quite good at doing. Putting myself in uncomfortable situation, like traveling by myself, going to eat out in a restaurant by myself, to the movies. It's all little challenges that I gave myself throughout the years because I wanted to break that fear of being alone in public. Going eating at a restaurant by yourself is something that feels very strange for a lot of people because society wants it to be a social thing to do, but we've come to believe that being social means going out only with the people we know. By going eating out by yourself and just sitting at the bar, chat with the bartender, you chat with the person besides you. This actually was a great revelation in my life, that it was not as uncomfortable as I thought it would be. Start with small things. You know, I'm not saying like if that's something that scares you, don't go and travel by yourself right away, but start with small things around you that you would normally do with someone, like just having a coffee, and just give yourself a little bit of challenge like this. And you're gonna build up that confidence to actually be able to live your life without always having someone beside you. Number 12, control your emotions. I don't think that nothing is worse than a Karen or an alpha male losing their in public. Seeing a grown adult not being able to control their emotion is the least attractive thing in the world. Given it's not the easiest thing to do, like if you have an aggressive temper or if you're really impatient. I was super impatient. I had a hard time with this and I was exteriorizing that, you know, I was impatient. And I looked like a dumbass. And I just started to read books about how to deal with that and how to become more patient. And I've come to realize that every situation that life was putting in front of me that I needed to be patient was a test. Or at least I made it in my head like life was giving me a patience test. This I've been working on for the past 5 years or so. And I have to admit, I've gotten so much better at just breathing and relaxing. It's insane. What it does to you is it makes every other aspect of your life better. Because if you're less aggressive, more patient, or whatever that emotion that you can control is, when you can control that, it doesn't stress all the other part of your day. Why would you ruin 24 hours for something that pissed you off for 10 minutes? That used to be me, but not anymore. Or number 11, expect nothing and accept everything. If you have no expectations, then you can't get disappointed. That's just a hard fact of life. And accepting everything, well, it goes hand in hand with number 16, accept what you can't control. And once you're able to get into that mindset, it's just crazy how everything seems to be calmer. You feel like you have more control, not over what's around you, but over what's in there. Number 10, be grateful for what you have. That's something I actually started not too long ago. As some of you know, I'm a watch lover. At some point, I kind of realized that I was always thinking of the next piece. I wasn't even enjoying what I had. So I decided about 2 years ago that I was stopping buying. I was just enjoying what I had. I started doing that for everything in my life. My clothes, instead of buying new stuff, I'm trying to either alterate some clothes I have, I bring them to the tailor, or I just rediscover my wardrobe. Just made me grateful for everything I already had, instead of always wanting more all the time. Number 9, if you can't do something about it, do it. What does that mean? Well, I have a very simple example for you. I was at the grocery store the other day. There was this guy, clearly did not have a lot of money, and he was trying to buy his groceries, and it was like $11. It's not like he was buying beers or anything. He was trying to buy food for his cat and for himself. He didn't have enough, so he was starting to get some stuff out. And as you probably know, $11 or $15 worth of food is already not a lot. And I was back in the line, maybe 6 people in the back. Nobody was doing anything. And I thought, I'm like, maybe I could pay for his grocery. You know, just, it happens. People, sometimes they have a hard time. And I just moved up the line and I said, I'll pay for his grocery. Again, it was just $11 or $15, but I made this guy day. But sometimes you will think about doing this kind of stuff, but you won't do it. Either because you're shy, because you think that maybe the person's gonna be a little bit, not upset, but feel reluctant to have your help. I say whatever the outcome is, if you think about it and you can do something about it, just do it. And I have to admit, it's insane how good it makes you feel when you help somebody else. I guess Joey was right. There's no selfless good deed.
Made you feel good, so that makes it selfish. Look, there's no unselfish good deed.
Number 8. Stop judging. You never know what someone is going through. And sometimes we'll judge the action of someone without knowing why they're acting that way. And you might not think about it, but sometimes you're gonna act a certain way that you know exactly why you're acting that. And everybody else around you is completely oblivious to why you're acting that way. And maybe they are judging you. And I'm sure you don't like that, do you? So just think about that before judging anyone. They might have a reason to act the way they do. And you know, it gives us a chance to be empathy? You know what I mean. Number 7. Change your inner dialogue. This is pretty self-explanatory. If you keep telling yourself that your life is that everything is that you are everything will. But if you have a more positive approach to your life, even when things are not really going the way you would like them to, well, at least it's gonna put you in a good mood. And whatever it is that you're going through, I think it's much easier to go through them with a better mood than just being negative all the time. Number 6, listen more. Speak like you know everything, but listen like you know nothing. Have you ever noticed that when you're having a discussion with someone, a lot of the times you're thinking about what you're gonna say next, so you're not really listening to what the other people is talking about? You are understanding what they're saying, but you're not listening, really listening. So try that when you're having a conversation with someone. Listening with intent. And you're gonna be surprised how much people realize that you're listening with intent, and it just makes people happy. Number 5, stop being offended so much. If you're looking to get offended, you will get offended rather fast. Did you know that you don't need to have an opinion about something, and that it's okay not to pick a side into a movement or whatever the new trend of being offended about is? It's okay just to say, no, you know, I don't care, either or, and just move on with your life. Number 4, you have all the time you need, stop wasting it. Now, there's a lot of people saying that,
oh my God, life is so short.
Life is not that short. We're giving a lot of time. The problem is we waste it with a lot of stupid. Because you do have time to do anything you want, just not everything that you want. But if you use that time to only do things that you must do and things that you love, you won the game. Stop thinking that life is short. It's not that short. Just see where you put your time. And you're probably gonna find more time to do the things that you want to do if you stop wasting it. Just let that sink in. Gotta turn on some lights because it's getting dark. The reason why I'm wearing orange shades, well, it's winter and we haven't seen the sun, I think, in 2 weeks. So it's kind of, it's putting it like a nice orangey filter in front of my face. It just makes me a little happier right now. Number 3, manage your stress. Anything that's within your control. Let's say being on time at work, waking up a little bit early to not rush to where you need to be, saving money, not spending on dumb shit when you know that you have bills coming in. All those little things that you have control on that gives you stress. Once you start looking at all of them, I'm telling you, if you fix one and then you see the good it's gonna do in your head and in your body, you're gonna fix the other one and then you're gonna fix the other one and then the other one. You just need to start somewhere. I believe that it's easy to figure out where the stress comes from. You always know, or practically always know, what is the source of your stress. Me, it was my financial. I was spending too much. I was always nervous for the rent, this and that. Once I got a hang of that, my life became so much easier. I became so much happier. Manage your stress. Number 2, move your body. The only way that I know that moving my body is good for me now is when I stop doing it because I'm so used to doing it. And when I stop doing it, I feel like. So maybe you feel groggy, you feel you don't really know what's going on in your head, or maybe you're just not moving enough. Stretching, going for a walk, doing some sort of physical activity every day. I'm not saying that it's the remedy for everything, but it's a great start. Just get into the habit of moving a little bit every day. I promise you it's gonna do wonders for you. And now, number 1, happiness and self-improvement is not what you think. What does that even mean? We need other people in order to better ourselves. It's called self-improvement, yes, but you could read all the books and watch all the videos. If you don't apply what you learn, well, you didn't learn anything. It didn't do anything. I've read and I've heard many times that happiness comes from within. To a certain extent, I agree, but at some point you need to get out there. You need other people to be happy. Helping other people is gonna make you happy. Smiling at someone that seems to be sad or whatever, or just, to me, that's where you really start helping yourself, is when you start helping others. I've read a lot of books and I've watched a lot of videos in my self-improvement journey. I've isolated myself a lot in the past years. This year is the one that I started to go out more, even if I don't feel like it. And that bouldering activity of mine is a lot more social than I would have been years ago. And this has helped me so much more than I thought it would. But also being able to connect with other people just made me feel much happier in the past year. That's fairly new to me. So yes, happiness comes from within, meaning that you need to want to improve yourself. You need to want to be happier. However, you can't achieve that alone. You need other people. So I guess number 1 would be, don't isolate. Don't try to self-improve by yourself. You make it the title you want. That's what I got for you today. If you have any questions, just do so in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos. It means the world to me. I appreciate you. I hope you're well. And I'll speak to you soon.